You better get him, Lord. Before I get him, Lord. Hey.
Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
Hey. They say I ain't saved because I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business because they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
you better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
You cannot.
Hold
on. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey. They say I ain't saved because I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business because they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
you better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
You cannot.
Hold
Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey. They say I ain't saved because I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business because they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey. They say I ain't saved because I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business because they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
Okay.
Activate.
Hey. They say I ain't saved because I cuss a little bit. But you're the only judge that I need, and that's it. They always in my business because they say I backslid. They read the Holy Bible, but they ain't applying it. So Holy Spirit, activate. If you do it right now, that would be great. I ain't trying to smack this chick in the face. Don't you see me down here trying to change my way? So
Holy Spirit,
you better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
You cannot. Okay.
Holy Spirit,
They better do it, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
You better get him, Lord.
Holy Spirit,
Before I get him, Lord.
activate.
Hey.
Sorry. I was getting the tea, and I'm doing the show after this on another place. Okay? On another island. Okay? Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Okay? Ooh, forehead. Okay. So Welcome back to my show. I love you guys. I have to get the tea, and there is tea. There's tea. And we're doing a show after this on coffee, okay? I just put it over in the chats and all of that stuff, multitasking. I need an assistant, you know? Totally need an assistant. I'm that busy, right? So we're doing a live on coffee right after this. Okay. So I love you all. I think I have everything ready. Let's go. All right. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. All right. The title says proof that Kim Porter and her best friend Erica Kennedy, okay, were unalived. All right. The same way. Okay. Okay. And not only that, due to book deals. All right. So we're going to get into that. There's a lot of tea. Diddy, I'm on your row. Diddy, I'm on your row. Okay. I see you. All right. So we're going to get into all of this tea. Hold on. Let me pull this up really quick because we're going to go on a story. We were definitely going to go on a journey, like we normally do. Okay. So you're going to have to bear with me, but the story makes sense. All right. That's one thing that I can say about little old heavyweight here. When we do talk about things, they end up making sense. So let's pull this up. All right, here we go. Okay. Now, Erica Kennedy, all right, beautiful woman. All right, beautiful. All right. She was a model with Kimora Lee and Tyra Banks and Kim Porter. They were all models. Oops, my bad. Back in the Dizzle, back in the day, they were all models. Okay. And with them all modeling together, they all ran in the same circles. Okay. So Kim Porter, all right, we pull up her. Kim Porter, okay, and Kimora clearly were really close. But Kim was also really close to Erica. Okay. Okay. Kim was closer to Erica than she was Kimora. All right. And then all three of them became really cool. Okay. They were so cool that Erica became the godmother to both of Kimora's children. Okay. Both of her daughters. Okay. At the time. The one that she had with Russell. All right. Now, she was clearly there at Kimora's wedding. This is her, one of the bridesmaids. As you see, Tyra Banks was also a bridesmaid. Kimora Lee. Kim Porter. They were all bridesmaids at Kimora's wedding. Okay. So to show you that clearly Kimora was close to these women. All right. More so Kim Porter and Erica Kennedy. Okay. And Erica Kennedy is to the right. I'm gonna put my cursor on. She's right here. Okay. All right. Depending on what side of the screen you're on, she's to the right of Tyra Banks in the photo. Okay. And on the other side, of course, is the beautiful Kim Porter. All right. So they were all really close, modeled together, dated, friends of friends, and and stuff in that nature. So again, she was really close to both of these women. I'm going to read this caption. It gets more disturbing. Erica Kennedy worked in fashion and music industry as a media writer, blogger, and publicist for Sean John Fashion Line. She was also the best friend to Kimora Lee Simmons, was a bridesmaid in her wedding, and godmother to her daughters. Okay. Fact. That is a fact. So when that viral picture went around of Kimora Lee when Kim Porter passed away, when you could see like the devastation in her face and she's standing there like, this is the second friend, okay, of hers that passed away. So Kimora was not just devastated that Kim Porter passed, right? She was devastated because she passed the same way her best friend did years ago, right? Kim Porter passed away in 2018. Erica Kennedy passed away in 2012. Okay. Of the same way, the same exact way. And we're going to get into that. Okay. So Erica was definitely one of Kim Porter's best friends. Of course, Kimora Lee was too. But they were all best friends, is what the energy was back then. And Erica Kennedy, at the time, she was a publicist and blogger for Sean John. So that gave her even more reason to write a book, which is what she ended up doing. She wrote 2 books, is what she ended up doing. And the most famous one was called Bling. So before we get into that, let's get into the book. Okay. So Bling, the book. Now, this book was loosely based off of people that she knew. Now, the names were decoded in the book, so she didn't like outright say whom she was discussing, but she did base it loosely, off of basically real life, if you will. So it was kind of like a tell-all book, a coded tell-all book, is what it was, and it was a bestseller. It actually did a really good job, this book. So and then here's a summary of it. I'm thinking about reading it. If you guys are interested, let me know. I'm talking about like aloud to the audience, reading the book. So it says, Mimi is the 20-year-old African-American aspiring singer from Ohio who receives a chance of a lifetime when Lamont Jackson, the head of a hip-hop record label, handpicks her for an interview. Now, listening to the summary of this book, basically like a synopsis of the book, I want you to think about Cassie. The reason why I say I want you to think about Cassie is because she's literally explaining Cassie's life. Just saying. I'm going to read this and think about everything Cassie said in the lawsuit, and all of that stuff, right? And listen to this book, all right? I was like, oh my God, this is Cassie. Like, what the frick? But it's I'm not saying like it's literally Cassie, but what she's describing is Cassie. I'm like, it's totally Cassie. But let's read it. So I'm gonna read that again. Mimi is a 20-year-old African-American aspiring singer from Ohio who receives a chance of a lifetime when Lamont Jackson, the head of a hip-hop label, handpicks her for an interview. Now, Cassie was 19 and Lamont Jackson would be Sean Combs. All right. In Mimi, Lamont sees a diamond in the rough. In Cassie, Diddy saw a diamond in the rough. Let's keep going. I'm just saying, did he just talk about Cassie? Someone that he can groom for superstardom. Now, this is Sean Johns that is writing this book. Someone who worked for Diddy for years. And not only Diddy, Russell too. Russell Simmons, again, her friends. Who are her friends? Kim Porter, Kimora Lee. So she worked for both parties, okay? More so for Diddy, for Sean John, and whatnot. But of course, through her connection, through her friends, she got to work for. How do you think she got the job at Sean John? Come on now. She's literally a bridesmaid at Kimora's. Nepotism. So I'm just saying, like, clearly a friend did a favor and hit the nudge and got her a job. Okay, I'm just saying. So I'm just saying. But this book right now, the summary is describing Cassie to the T. Okay, someone that he can groom for superstardom. Lamont quickly offers Mimi a spot on his label. How fast did Diddy give Cassie an invitation to be on Bad Boy? Just like that. She was on there. I'm just saying. But now, if I do the book reading, it's going to be members only. I will do it on YouTube, but I will do it members only. And I don't mind reading the book if you guys want to read the book Bling. I think that would be fun. To read the book together and we read it aloud. But yeah, I think it'll be on members only. If we do that, like I do part on members only and maybe part on coffee. But maybe we could do like a cute little book club. And do it on members only. Just to give the members, something that, yeah. So yeah, so yeah, maybe I'll just do it like members only. And yeah, and we'll read the book. So but I'm telling you, this is good. I'm like, girl. So since Mimi is already in a girl group, she is forced to think fast on her feet and make a decision that could impact her entire future. Okay. Now, this girl group, instead of girl group with Cassie, since Cassie's already in a relationship, okay, because her and her man at the time, they was working together to get that single out. Okay. He did the beat, all of that stuff, the lyrics and whatnot. It's me. So I'm a girl. So that's what that were. So so did the group. She was with a man. So it says Mimi decides to ditch the girl group and stay in New York City. Where that also was from? I'm telling you, New York City, and be groomed for stardom by Lamont. I'm like, ooh. So although Mimi has already wanted to be in the spotlight, she is unprepared for the major changes that she will be undergoing along the way. Lamont assigns his glamorous sister-in-law, Vanessa de la Cruz, as Mimi's grooming coach and fashion consultant. Lamont hooks Mimi up with Lena Whitaker, the rich and extremely spoiled daughter of LA attorney, with the help of Vanessa and Lena. Mimi is indulged with the spa treatments, shopping sprees at Gucci, Carlo to close a dinner list of restaurants, and dancing till dawn at the most exclusive club. He been doing this to women for a long time. This is because I don't feel like she's talking about Cassie. I feel like she's talking about somebody completely different, but it's still like Cassie. That's what I'm saying, when a person has a pattern. And Diddy has a pattern. So with that pattern, girl, it seems like he's just does this like over and over and over and over and over and over again. So even with her being around him for the time that she was around him, he was doing this with other artists, is what it is getting, okay? Because I don't feel like she's talking about Cassie. I don't. Because Diddy and Cassie were still together before she passed away. And she passed away in 2012. And at that point in time, they were still kind of seeing of each other. Okay. Kim Porter passed away in 2018, which is the last time Cassie had actually seen Diddy when he allegedly R-worded her. Okay. In 2018. Okay. So, because it's 2023, and she's saying that the last time that she had seen Diddy in the lawsuit, Cassie, is that he had barged his way up into her apartment, girl, and jumped on top of her and took her, and she didn't want him to take her, and she screamed. And the girl. So then, and that was in 2018, right after Kim passed away, girl, because he never loved Kim, girl. Allegedly. Diddy, I'm on your road. I know your life. Diddy, I know your life. So it's no, this is happening. So okay, so please hit the like, please hit the like. So my girl, so all these exclusive clubs, shopping sprees, all of this stuff. This I'm telling you, Cassie said all the same stuff. Okay, so okay, as Mimi is introduced to the heady and exciting world, she begins to realize that Lamont and his team are turning her into a package Mimi machine rather than Mimi the individual. Although all Mimi ever wanted was to do was sing, just like Cassie. Oh my God. She is quickly finding out that she has no creative control of her music. 10 albums, one album in. We don't like that. He got a pattern. He's been doing this for years. Shout out to Javante. I love you, sweetheart. So then it says, okay. Although Mimi, all she ever really wanted to do was to sing, girl, she is quickly finding out that she has no creative control over her music. As the sexual relationships with other women, okay, my fault. Okay, Mimi and Lamont's professional relationships turns passionate. Oh Lord, Cassie, girl, she talking about you. And Cassie talking about you. Although all Mimi ever wanted to do was sing, she is quickly finding out that she has no creative control over her music. As Lamont and Mimi's professional relationship turns passionate, a girl did. Mimi is unaware that Lamont is still engaging in sexual relationships with other women like Kim Porter. nor is Lamont aware that the enemies are lurking in the shadows and waiting to take him down from his lofty hip-hop throne. Oh, Lord, you talking about that. And as the ugliness surrounding her celebrity lifestyle comes crashing to the surface, Mimi must confront her own value system and make major decisions regarding her future in the music industry. Ooh, we reading this book. Are we reading this? Diddy, you're going down. We're reading this because this is about Sean Combs allegedly. Okay? This is about Sean Combs. This is about Sean Combs. Oh, who gave the membership? Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. My girl, who was it? Because sometimes it shows you and sometimes it doesn't. Shout out to who gets bam. Shout out to Christy for giving 5 memberships. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all say thank you to Christy. Go on, Christy. For buying those memberships. Girl, that was so sweet. Thank you. So, my girl, now keep reading Target. That theater, girl. They only gave us a little piece. Look, girl. Girl, they only gave us a little piece, girl. Girl, that's all they gave us. Oh, that's why I'm like, oh, I gotta read this now. I'm like, I want to read this book. I want to read this book. It's happening. It is happening. It's happening. We're reading it. I'm like, oh God, it's about him. I'm like, it's totally about him. Totally about him. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna read this book, but I just want y'all to know this book. So this book did really, really, really good. And I was reading, I'm like, it was New York Times bestsellers. You know, I said, where was I? I was like, where was I? I was like, oh, I was real young then. So I was hooray. Because I was like, where was I? How did I not know about this book? So we're definitely gonna read this book. I think it's like 500 or something pages, so it's not like crazy long. And I'm a faster reader. Absolutely. And I'm gonna stumble over some of the words a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. I know some of these words. That's all that matters. I'm a trip and skip, you know, over a couple of the words, Lord. over a couple of the words, Lord. But we're gonna get it together. We're gonna get it together, okay? I am as kind, I'm as wonderful, eyes can read. So we're gonna read the book, girl. Now maybe a word will stumble over, girl. Okay, it's all right. We gonna get it together. Don't judge me. Okay, I'm gonna trip over a word or two. So if you're reading along in advance, do not correct me. Let me have it. Okay, let me have it. Thank you. So just let it go. Don't be like, Sean, that word is because I'm like you, but I have to get black. It's so hairplay. So now let me stumble, Lord. The Lord got me. Let me stumble. So my girl, I love you too, Queen Aria. So guys, so let's keep going, y'all. It's the myrrh, because now it's about to get real sad. Now it's about to get sad. So now that it's about to get sad, I need to because this book excited me. I'm just like, oh, this is so exciting. I'm like, we want to read this. So we're going to, and I love reading. So yeah, reading is fundamental. So yeah, we'll definitely be taking a gander. We'll be taking a gander. Now this is about to get real sad. So my girl, look. Okay, but we'll get back into bridesmaids tragedies. But because I think are they on YouTube? I don't know, but they have a podcast and a show and whatnot, and it's really cool. So check them out. A Bridesmaid's Tale. So it says, on this episode, we explore the fate of best friends Kimora Lee, Kim Porter, and Erica Kennedy regarding Sean P. Diddy Combs. Back at the time of Kimora's wedding, Kim Porter and Erica Kennedy were both bridesmaids. But years later, after Kim got involved with Puff Daddy, all 3 of Kimora's close-knit inner circle of homegirls have sadly passed away. Could brother love be involved? Now, I think that's a really good question. Shout out to D Slay for the super sticker. Says, love your commentary, Sean, and thank you, Tierra Davis, for gifting 5 memberships. Shout out to Tierra. She did I say the right name? Did I say both of our names? Shout out to Christy and Tierra for gifting the memberships. Thank you so much. Y'all say thank you to Tierra Davis and D Slay. What is this shade? Is this shade? Oh my God. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for the super sticker. D Slay. Shout out to you. And so, yeah, could you set the likes too low? It's over 1,100 people in the building. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. This is when things get very interesting. Shout out to Tasha for becoming a member. This is when things get very, very, very interesting. Okay, so let's get into this. Now, again, these were Kim Porter's best friends, and they were Kimora Lee's best friends as well, obviously. So it makes it double sad because Erica's passing wasn't really spoke of that much. So a lot of people don't even know who she is or that she necessarily exists unless you know about like her being an author, and whatnot. You don't really know too much about her. Some people do, or may remember her from modeling or, just being around Kim Porter or Kimora Lee, and whatnot. But a lot of people don't know who she is. So let's get into her obituary because I was like, wow, this is crazy. All right. So this was published by the Express Times on June 18, 2012. Miami. Writer Erica Kennedy has been found unalive in her Miami Beach apartment. She was 42. Police confirmed Monday that Kennedy's, whose full name is Erica Kennedy Johnson, was found unalive last week. No cause of death was immediately reported. Now, this happened in 2012. In 2023, till this day, right now, okay, November 28th, there's still no cause of death for Erica. There's still no cause of, there's no record of why she passed away. At first, it did seem as if they were trying to blame it on like pneumonia, or something like that, but that was ruled out. So since the pneumonia was ruled out, there's no cause of death for her. To this day, right now, it's all public knowledge. If you look up her past, it's not. And the only ones that are out there are unconfirmed. That's why I'm not showing you, because they're unconfirmed, but they were all due to pneumonia. So it wasn't saying anything like outlandish of her passing. It was just saying, but that hasn't been proven. So I'm not going to show something that hasn't been proven, because then it puts that into people's mind, just like with Kim Porter. So is it still open? No, it is not. From what I've gathered from the research that I've done, it's closed. This is why I'm reading this article, because this article states that no cause of death. So, and then it says immediately reported. The report that was made was sickness, pneumonia, and that was ruled out. And at that time, there was no pandemic. There was none of that. Okay, so they can't blame C-19, or anything like that, because at that time there was no like outbreak, and not to say that it didn't exist, because C-19 had basically always existed, just got stronger. But there wasn't nothing like that going on in 2012. No, so that was ruled out. So since it was ruled out, to this day, she was just found unalive. She was just found. That's it. It's not this took her life or this, nothing. It's just literally. So there's no cause that has been like literally put out there. So Sarah Robinson, known to family and friends as Porgy, released a statement over the weekend. Robinson, who is Kennedy's aunt, said, "We are devastated by the loss. Erica was bright, funny, talented, thoughtful, and passionate. Throughout her career, Kennedy worked as a fashion publicist, journalist, blogger, and brand consultant, and social media connector. She also wrote 2 novels, Bling and Feminista. And Feminista, that book didn't get the best reviews because her first book, Bling, was so, hard, like a book they say was hard to put down. Like it was really good. And the Feminista book was like completely different. A completely different vibe. So people really didn't get into it. But yeah, so her family did say that she passed, but even her family has never stated, because I looked up this aunt and they've never stated why she passed away. They don't know. To this day, they have no idea why she's gone. Because she was healthy. Kim Porter, same thing. She was healthy. She absolutely was. She was healthy. I'm just saying. She was healthy. So let's keep going. Let's keep going because the plot thickens. It absolutely does. So let's get into this. Coroner to the stars, Ed Winter dies at 73. Now, I only bring up Ed Winter right now because Ed Winters was a famous coroner to a lot of people. Brittany Murphy, and her passing, Michael Jackson, when Dr. Murray, the one that was with Michael Jackson when he gave Michael Jackson the Pokeball, he fled the hospital. This doctor, Ed Winters, was brought in to sign the death certificate and whatnot because, yeah, Dr. Murray left. So they called him. So he's the coroner to the stars, aka the cleaner. Okay. He's even Whitney Houston's passing. Him. He was her coroner. Whitney Houston. Like he's literally the coroner. He was, because he passed away. He was literally the coroner to the stars. Okay. Like pretty much he only went to celebrity bodies. So it gives orchestration because why is it just celebrities pretty much that he goes to? He don't corner no one else's. Whitney Houston, Brittany Murphy, Kim Porter, Michael Jackson. The list just goes on and on of how many celebrities that he's been the coroner for. And a lot of the celebrities that he was a coroner for, passings didn't make sense. Whitney Houston's. There's still a lot of questions and speculation to this day about her passing. He was her coroner. Kim Porter, there's still a lot of questions to this day. He was her coroner. Brittany Murphy, there's still a lot of questions to this day. He was her coroner. Literally, you look up those names, it's still just so much speculation in why they passed. Literally. So yeah, so I don't know how you become a coroner to the stars, but yeah, so he ended up stating that Kim Porter's passing was a homicide. All right. And after he stated that, he got fired. Okay, so he was fired first. Most people only just bring up the fact that he passed away as a connection. He was fired in 2018. Okay, and they brought in a new coroner who passed in 2018, Kim Porter. Kim Porter passed in November. That's how you know that it was her passing and why he got fired. Okay. Fact. That's how I can say that. Okay. So if Kim Porter would have passed away in like January or something like that, then it would have been different. But I would have been like, okay, well, it could have been a number of reasons because other people passed away after that. Nobody passed after Kim. She passed in November 15th, I believe. And he got fired in 2018. So that means he wouldn't have came to Kim if he was already fired. So that means it was after her. So he was fired first. And let me pull that up. He was fired first before he passed away. And even his passing is extremely suspicious because he was in good health, even at 73. He was in good health before he passed away. Where is he? Is this it? Okay, right here. So okay. The first coroner behind examining Kim Porter's cause of death, Ed Winter, died earlier this year, as noted here. Allegedly, Winter, who initially conducted the original autopsy results, ruled Kim Porter's death a homicide before there was supposedly poison found in her body. However, he was allegedly fired and replaced by another coroner who ruled the death as lobar pneumonia. No one has to lie. No one has to lie. He was fired. Fact. Mhm. Correct. Correct. Yes. Mhm. Now, see, he was known to here and there. I'm going to say tell the truth because he stated about Michael Jackson that Michael Jackson had passed away. When he passed away, he had enough um, Propofol in him to basically knock out a rhino. He told the truth about that. He didn't lie and say, well, something else. He said it's Propofol. He said, yeah, that's what it was. So with Kim, him coming forward saying, like, no, there's something in her system, it would make complete sense when she was completely healthy and had nothing in her. She had no pneumonia, nothing. She did have a fever, which was days prior, and kind of a fever the night before, but her fever was back to normal. It was all her vitals were stable before she went to sleep. So her just not waking up, her just being gone, does not make any sense because she was healthy. Now, and then you drift back to Erica Kennedy. She was found unalive in her apartment. Nobody broke in, nobody harmed her. There was no visible bruises or anything to her body. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. So why is she gone? How did she pass? Why is she not here? Why is she not here? That it doesn't make any sense. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Okay, for 1,400 people in the building. Thank you all for being here. Please subscribe if you haven't already. There's more we're gonna drift into. Let's get back into the doctor. The doctor. Let's get back into Ed Winter. So Ed Winter, the coroner who handled the passings of Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Brittany Murphy, and more, has died. Okay, this was earlier this year. Okay, it happened this year. He passed away this year. Ed Winter, the deputy LA County coroner who handled some of the biggest celebrities' fatalities, has died, TMZ reported. Law enforcement told the publication that Winter 73 passed away of natural causes at his home in LA area on Friday, March 17th. Winter was at the forefront of a high-profile passings that included Whitney Houston, Brittany Murphy, Paul Walker, and many others. One of his biggest investigations came with Michael Jackson, died in 2009, and he was left to sign the death certificate after Dr. Conrad Murray fled the UCLA Medical Center scene. Winter was immediately suspicious of the case when he saw a shocking number of injection points in Jackson's body. Okay, so again, to the stars. According to the coroner, the legendary pop star had enough propofol in his system to put down a rhinoceros or an elephant. Winter suspected that there was more to learn about the passing and additionally eyed Jackson's dermatologist, Dr. Arnold Klein. It was later alleged that Klein regularly doled out doses of Demerol to his famous client. Winter saw Klein's medical records, and it was discovered that Jackson had 19 pseudonyms to secure drugs, with Klein being a key enabler. Okay, so again, this guy is known as well, Ed Winter. He was known for popping people. He was known for it. So for him to say that Kim Porter's passing initially, what he said was her passing was ruled homicide. He's known for doing this. Like he popped the other doctor. You know, he could have just came in, saw what happened to Michael, and just been like, cool, whatever. And just since he being paid, or like, no, I feel like maybe certain people, you know, he's paid for certain things, but you know, like other than that, let you leave. You know, other than that, he do be telling the truth. So even liars tell the truth. So he did pop Dr. Klein because it was Dr. Conrad, who they were really going after because he's the one who allegedly gave the fatal doses to Michael. So that's basically all they needed. They didn't need nobody else, but he was popping other people too. You know, like, no, this person involved, this person got to be, because, you know, this person, look, he got all these. You see what I'm saying? So with Kim, I believe it when it's noted that he originally said that it was a side. I agree. I would agree because she was fine. How she passed away is definitely the definition of when people are poisoned. It's the definition of it. 100%. 100%. That is literally the reaction that most people have. You know, it's a slow and gentle thing, kind of like you go to sleep and you don't wake up, you know, type of situation. You know, one that attacks certain things to where certain, or, you know, organs and stuff is slowly but surely, you know, like shutting down, and you feel sick, you go to bed, you fall asleep, and that's it. That's it. Everything's shutting down while you're, you know, that's why Kim Porter's family that was there at the home when she passed away, she was gone for hours. They had no idea because she didn't look like she was gone. She looked like she was asleep. Mhm. That's why it gives Zend. That's why it gives that. Literally. She passed how elder people pass. Like an elderly person is going to pass like that, just like through the night, you know, type of situation. She didn't give struggle or, you know, anything like that. That's why the family wasn't like alerted, you know, like right away. They would go in the room, see that she, you know, look, oh, she's asleep, and walk out. They would keep doing that to got to the point where somebody was like, "Oh, girl, you oversleeping now because normally you'll be up." Like, girl, you're, and realize like, "Oh my God, like I don't," and call 911. So yeah, it gives that it was that something happened, truly happened to her. And like I said with Cassie, what Cassie stating one of the last times, in my opinion, allegedly, from what I read in the lawsuit, she was talking about 2018 when Kim Porter had passed away. So is when she went and met with him, and there's pictures, there's literal evidence of them being out at dinner together. It's pictures of it. It shows him grieving outside, like crying and stuff. It shows her like consoling him, you know, and what, like it shows all of that. So I believe she's referring to that time in 2018. So yeah, that's definitely what it gives. So if he's willing to do what he did to her, like the day of or after this woman passes away, clearly he didn't care much about her. It isn't, because this should be the last thing you're thinking of, is trying to lure other people back in due to devastation. Like you're like I said, he is evil, a literal evil person. And so yeah, but let's keep going. Okay. After client's records and was discovered at 19. Okay. The Whitney case in 2012 also proved to be a career-defining moment, as Winter had become so well known that Diane Warwick, a family member of Houston's, recognized him when he arrived on the scene. Paul Walker's passing by car accident was another buzzed about case that elevated his career. At the time, Ed dispelled reports that the actor was screaming for help at the time he crashed. As he went on to TV and told reporters he passed instantly. One of Winter's first assignments was the February 2003 passing of Lena Clarkson, who was murdered by musician titan Phil Scepter. Okay, so he been working with stars passings for a very long time, and a lot of them. Okay, a lot of them. All right. Let's keep going. There's more. There definitely is more about Ed. Let's read more into dear old Ed. Dear old Ed. All right. Ed Winter, a deputy, Los Angeles coroner who handled the passing investigations of some of Hollywood's biggest celebrities, has died at age of 73, according to TMZ. Winter handled several high-profile death cases during his tenure, including, we already know that. Okay. So Winter's first assignment on his day on the job was investigation of. Okay, we already know about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pull up something else. Maybe I'll just pull that up just because I'm like, okay, we already know all of this stuff. Winter retired from his position as deputy LA County Coroner in 2019, nearly 17 years on the job. Okay, his last case was in November 2018. Okay, all right. Right. So Kim Porter was the last case that he had. Why is this not popping up now? Weird. Kim Porter was the last case that he had, and the case was his last one, allegedly, because he stated that it was a homicide, not that she had passed away of natural causes. So with that being said, I'll just click into this. So with that being said, no, seriously, J-Mo, who is J-Mo? Who is J-Mo? Who's that? J-Lo? I see J-Mo. I don't know who J-Mo is. So no, we ain't buying none of this. We ain't buying none of this. Hold on. We ain't buying none of this. Sorry. We remove this. Okay. So, anyways, when Kim Porter passed away and Erica Kennedy passed away, the coverage on them were completely different. No one really knew, again, who Erica was. So when she passed away in 2012, Kim Porter and Kimora took it very, 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 very hard. Very hard. But silently, because we really didn't know anything about her passing. And it's weird that neither one of them, they both spoke on it. Kim Porter spoke on, wished her, gave her condolences, and so did Kimora. But it's nothing that they really talk about. So when Kim Porter passed away, that is why Kimora was so hell-bent on the case being reopened, because of what happened to her friend. She feels that something happened to Erica, allegedly, that she don't think she passed due to natural causes, where her passing not being determined, and then she passes away, and then you got Kim Porter passing away and her cause of death truly not being determined, and then they just threw the whole lobar pneumonia thing on there. Why would she not feel like something happened to Kim as well? And why would she not be afraid that something's going to happen to her? Why was she not? That's the only person. She's the only one that's living out of the three friends. The other two are gone. After 17 years. No, they always let, one thing about public figures, even if a public figure gets fired, or in the government, or law enforcement or whatnot, they always say they resign. Notice what all the police officers that are found guilty of police brutality, and whatnot, it's always they resigned. No, you were fired, and so that you can save your tenure, or your pension, and and all of that stuff, you are retiring, or and what, just so you can save certain things. But it's the same thing. They are fired. So instead of them coming forward he's fired because he said that, no, he's just gonna come forward and run with it, and and be like, yeah, I'm resigning, that this is gonna be my last year. No, he didn't have a choice. He was fired. They removed him because he was replaced immediately. He was replaced so quick that before he even made the announcement of leaving, they already had a new coroner in 2018. They already had one in December. They already had somebody else working the LA court. They already had someone new, already on scene and working on other cases already. Not him. He came forward in 2019 and said that he was no, he didn't do it. And you notice right after, again, Kim passed away in 2018, November 2018. And basically January, February of 2019, he's stating that he resigned. That's not a coincidence. It's not. Literally. That's not a coincidence. You got fired. You got let go. Okay? Because the Kim Porter, because it's documented that it was listed as homicide. It was documented. And then for a while, I believe Kim Porter's record of passing was sealed. Just like Erica's is now. Erica Banks, Lord Erica Banks, God forbid. Erica Kennedy, hers is sealed. So you can't like see into it. It's not public record. And it should be if she passed of natural causes. The only way it should be public record is if it was under like investigation. It's not under investigation. Neither is Kim Porter. There is no investigation, as far as we know, being done on her passing. It's been ruled as lobar pneumonia. That's it. It's case closed. So it's the same thing with Erica. Her case is closed. It's not a open and pending case. It's gone. It's over with. Is how it is. And it's the same thing with Kim Porter. Yeah, it's a good question. Why are they sealed? Good question. Kim Porter's was sealed. Hers was they removed the seal when they labeled it lobar pneumonia. But before they labeled her passing from lobar pneumonia, they sealed it. You couldn't see it. You couldn't see it at all. And the reason why is because it was listed as a homicide, is what it was listed as, allegedly. And this is why he was fired. They let him go because, and now I'm not saying they let him go because the higher ups, said that you're supposed to list it as this. Diddy paid us to have you listed as this. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that it was probably someone that knew something that absolutely did, because certain people are protected. Diddy's definitely protected. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So a place like Los Angeles, somewhere that Diddy frequents, Los Angeles, Miami, New York City, place like that, he's definitely going to have the police in his back pocket. When an artist does them because they're getting arrested. When Diddy got popped in that nightclub, now you got to think about Cassie. She was with him for over 10 years, something like that. And he always had a weapon, but he only allegedly got caught with it that one time, and it wasn't even him. It was Shine taking the rap for it. No, that means you have people in your pocket. Lil Wayne and other artists have been pulled over in New York and stuff like that. They get popped. They get charges, all of that. They get charges, all of that. Lil Wayne on tour, his tour bus getting popped at and whatnot. Yeah, they don't have people in their pocket, but Puffy does. Puffy does. Oh, he absolutely does. Police departments, all of that stuff. 100%. 100%. He has plenty of people in his pocket. So we're not going to make it seem like he's not protected. He is. If he's not protected, then how come when the only reason there is record of Cassie and Diddy having a DV, domestic or incident at their Beverly Hills home, is because Cassie's mom called the police. So since Cassie's mom called the police, the report was from her home. There wasn't a report of Diddy and Cassie giving a statement, meaning if the police did go to where Cassie and Diddy was, there was no statement given because there's no record of it. That's protection. Because why is there no record? The only reason there's record of that is because of Cassie's mom, meaning the police came to her house and she made a statement. So it's from her address. That's not where the DV occurred. It occurred where Cassie was at that point in time. But there is no police report. for Cassie. There is no statement from Cassie saying, oh, it was a lie, or I'm fine, or nothing happened. There's no statement from Diddy either. From neither one of them. So that's the only reason it's record of it. Other than that, it's like it never happened. That's it. With other lawsuits that have been brought up on Diddy, there has been plenty of them. Plenty of situations brought up on Diddy, and lawsuits that have been brought up on Diddy, but we don't know nothing about them. We have no idea that they're even in existence because of how he handles them. And charges. There's been reports, the police called on him, and whatnot. Even neighbors that have been called, the police have been called on. Literally, when Kim Porter took a chunk out of his wrist and whatnot, he did go to the hospital. It's just not on record. It's like, why? It's just not recorded that he was there for said injury. It's like, so yeah, clearly he has people in his pocket. Cassie, the majority of the time that she would be injured by him, the rather clinic or an emergency room, wherever she would go, it's not on record. Not all the time did Cassie go heal places. No, there were some times where they needed to get her somewhere. If she bleeding profusely and stuff, that sometimes you got to get a person to help, because it's just like, oh, you know, those things happened. Whether they're calling in-house doctors, or they're protected. Okay, a person like Diddy is definitely protected. So it doesn't mean these things are not happened and have not happened. So now with this woman, she was 42 when she passed away in 2012, and it's been rumored that it was because of her book. All right, now is Diddy connected? I don't know. I'm not going to say that he is. I'm not. I think this book was more so about Kimora and Diddy. So I mean, I like Kimora's experience versus to Kim Porter's, but I do think that her working for Diddy, she got to experience Diddy herself. Like, so I don't think that was her looking through the eyes of Kim Porter or nothing. Like, no, she was there. You know, she worked for Sean John. She was a publicist, and whatnot. So, yeah, like I don't know. I don't know. So, someone wrote in the chat, do you think the case will be reopened? It's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely as of now. I think it's highly unlikely because you would need some pretty hardcore evidence to come forward with to even get a judge to consider, because of the parties that would be being involved. So I think it's highly unlikely that either will be open, even Kim Porter's. I don't think that hers will be reopened. It would be way too much to do that. And Diddy made sure of certain things because I believe, wasn't she cremated? I'm not sure. But I did read something about a cremation order that was allegedly put in for her. So I don't know if he was doing that to make sure that if anybody ever tried to go back and get their own, you know, autopsy done on her or whatnot, to where that they couldn't. I don't know, but I heard something about a cremation order when I read something about, because I was just reading earlier on it, and I read something about that. I read something about a cremation order put in for her. So because if she's cremated, there's no way to, you know, get certain things. If they're ash, there's it's a wrap. It's over. So yeah, I think it's a lot. He probably paid for it. Possibly. Well, I mean, he could have made the order. He could have put in the order. Yeah. If you pay attention to Kim Porter when she passed away, Diddy took care of everything. And I'm not saying like pay for everything. Like he took care of everything. So it gives that he was her next of kin. Like how she like wrote him down. Like meaning anything ever happens to me, he gonna take care of everything. Like everything goes to him. Because everything did. Everything did. Now, I don't know if she may have left some things like jewelry or stuff like that, maybe for her daughters and sons. I don't know. But other than that, anything that was worth anything to Kim Porter or just in general, expense-wise, Diddy has. Just like her house, Diddy sold the house. That was burglarized a couple weeks after she passed away. And he sold it. So that means he had control over the estate. Although he swore it was her home, he sold it. So yeah. But he said that was her house. How is that her house if your name is like controlling? If that was her house, the deed should have said Kim Porter. It did not. It says Sean Combs. So no different than with Cassie. While he was around her, every place she stayed in was his property. That's why he didn't necessarily know where her new apartment was, because he normally placed her. This where you gonna live, this, like the condo and whatnot that she had and stuff, like that was all in his name. All of it. A Jaguar that he bought her, still in his name. It was still in his name. So same thing with Kim Porter. All of everything, all of the cars and none of that stuff, blah 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 blah. None of it like truly belonged to her. It was a dangle. Mm-hmm. It was a dangle. Yeah. I created you. I can ruin you. So to keep control, just like a light switch, like when she said that in the interview with Essence, Kim Porter. She stated that there was this one time, when the other baby, when she heard about while she was pregnant with the twins, Diddy had another woman pregnant across town, basically, she said that she packed up her house, okay, and she left, okay, and she left. It gives it's not your home. It's not your home. If you're taking everything and leaving from it, this don't belong to you. If this was your house, you would have just changed the locks. She didn't change the locks because the house didn't belong to her. So she packed all of her stuff. Like she said, she had a packing party. Her friends supported her, came over, helped her, get all of her stuff. And she left. So everything in the home belonged to her because she was picking it all, Diddy known for, buying them whatever they want, and stuff like that, as long as you stay where I'm placing you, hamster on a wheel, as long as you stay like that, we're good. But yeah, so she took those things because those things meant something to her, and those are the things that she chose. But if that was her home, she wouldn't have had to leave. You wouldn't have went nowhere. You would have changed the locks. That's it. Just like the house she passed away in. It says in news reports, Kim Porter's home, Kim Porter's home, Kim Porter's home. It's like, that's not her house. And she lives there, but that's not her home. That don't belong to her. And Diddy did that on purpose. That was deliberate. Because if you love your kid's mom so much, if she's like, he always try to talk about her, Kim Porter, in just such high regard, when he's talking about her, then why didn't you let her have anything? Why did you why wasn't she allowed to be free? Why couldn't she free herself from you? Because that's crazy. You swear you loved her. How? Nothing belonged to her. If you loved her, everything would have been her name that she touches. That all would have been hers. No, you kept those things over her head. You did. Even when she'll leave you and go and stay with family and friends and stuff like that, you would force her to come back to you. Force her. Threatening to take the kids, the attorneys that you have, like you would do that to her. You would. You made her life hell. That is why if Kim Porter was dating and when she was dating, she kept it private, and she shouldn't have to keep it private for what? No different than with Cassie. When every dude she dated tried to, it was all on the low. It was all on the low. It was all on the low. Because they feared you. They're afraid of you. They're afraid of everything being taken. And it gets to the point where a person has had enough, where they don't care. Like, take it all. Take it all. And then you will still try to find other ways of forcing them. And still, like, literally trying to force them into coming back to you and not even like in a I'm controlling you by money, more so of violent ways. Literally. Putting your hands on them, all of that, do whatever you need to do. Do whatever you need to do to convince them that they need to be with you. Doing whatever you need to do. Okay? No one's stupid. No one's dumb. We know that this is what you did to Kim. And it's sad that you ended her over a book, because I think Kim was taking her friend's lead, which would have been Erica, taking Erica's lead and was in the process of writing a tell-all book. Think about Cassie. In Cassie's lawsuit, she was writing a tell-all book. So her life was in mad danger. And that's what I think Cassie is. If you want my opinion, allegedly, with Cassie writing this tell-all book, I think she knew that her life was in danger. So with her writing the tell-all book, hearing the same things about Kim, writing a tell-all book and her life being taken, why would she not be next on the chopping block? So if she would have handled that lawsuit privately, what would have mattered to Diddy to say, yeah, I'll give you 200 million, 100 million, 300 million, and whatnot, if he's to take her life prior? What if he did the same thing to Kim, allegedly? What if he told Kim, don't come out with a book, I'll give you, blah, 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 X amount of dollars, and, you can live your own life, go do your own thing, buy your own stuff. Kim agrees, and then she passes. Maybe she didn't give him the book because he didn't give her the money. He keeps saying, okay, where's the book? Where's the book? Where's the book? And she's like, okay, where the money? Where the money? Where the money? Like, you lied to me before. That's all you do. So give me my money and my freedom, and I'll make sure you get this book. Just leave me alone. And, you can see the kids, all that stuff. It's fine, whatever. Just leave me alone. Just let me live my life. I feel that was Kim's battle. She just wanted to be left alone. Honestly. And I think that she just kind of just gave in at one point. And just like, whatever. When you've been fighting someone for this long to get away, it's just be like, whatever. And then maybe she found a new breath of fresh air. Maybe she was seeing someone, or something that made her want to fight for her life. To be like, I'm going to take my life by the horn. I'm going to control my life. If he was controlling Cassie, why would he not have been controlling Kim? She was first. Why would he not have been controlling her? Why? It's not about what a person says to me. It's what they don't say. There's nowhere of Kim Porter stating on record that Diddy's never put his hands on her. There's nowhere of Kim stating on record that she wanted to leave, that she wanted to be with him unconditionally, never wanted to leave his sight or anything. No. And a lot of the interviews that Kim did, when they would talk about Kim or about Diddy, she was like over it. Like you could tell she really didn't, her answers would be short. So that's why I said it's not about what she says, it's about what she doesn't say. So we can't verify. Witnesses can verify what happened, but I do feel that Kim was trying to get away from him. I don't think that she was trying to stay. I think she's been running from him for years. since the 90s, honestly. She's been trying to run away from him. She's been just running and running and running and running. And I think she's thankful for all of her children. But I mean, honestly speaking, are they out of love? Like, I mean, was this because I really don't have a choice? Or because I mean, Cassie, what she said that he did to her, like, why would Kim have not been subjected to the same things? Then you got other victims coming in from the 90s stating the same thing, that you and Aaron, that Diddy and Aaron Hall were taking turns at saying them, you know, and all of that. Like, why would Kim have not been a part of that? Why would Misa have not been a part of that? Why would Cassie have not been a part of it? So Cassie's the only one that has been brave enough thus far to come out and truly put it out there. You know, she's honestly, she's been the bravest. It's brave. That it's brave. It takes courage to do that. It does. It takes a lot of courage, knowing how people are going to attack you for it. You know, so it takes a lot of courage to do so. So when it comes to Kim Porter and her best friend Erica Kennedy, they did pass away the same way. They did. Erica Kennedy was found unalive, and Kim Porter was found unalive. Not that they were going through things, that their body was convulsing, that they just peacefully passed away the same exact way, 6 years apart. The same exact way. Mm-hmm. The only difference is that Erica Kennedy's passing was never acknowledged as pneumonia. The reason to pass and the cause of death. It wasn't pneumonia. It was unknown. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Because most reports that you'll go read about Erica Kennedy, it will say the cause of death was not given immediately. There's nowhere that says this is why she passed, besides uncredited people that aren't credible. I like to go with credited sites because then we know that they're doing their research. We know that they're calling the right people, contacting the right people, but just random no, that don't make it real. Yeah. So, but with Erica's passing and Kim Porter's passing was unknown. It was when she first passed away, and you can see that in the initial reports that they didn't know why. They had to wait for an autopsy because they had no idea. When most people pass away, you don't have to wait for an autopsy. Most people have an idea, you know, why they're gone and wait for an autopsy to basically prove it. With most doctors, so for the doctors to be like, we have no idea, like we don't know why. Same thing with Erica. When Erica went in, we don't know why she's gone. We don't know, so they have to wait for an autopsy. Same thing with Kim Porter. That's fact. When Kim Porter first passed away, an autopsy was not immediately given. We had to wait weeks to find out why Kim Porter had passed away. And then when they did announce it, it wasn't lobar pneumonia. That's not what it was. It was still basically like they were ruling out other things and whatnot, but they did not specifically say pneumonia. And then it was sealed. Then we didn't know anything. We knew nothing. And then all of a sudden, it was unsealed with lobar pneumonia from a completely different, because it's not Ed who did the, because he was the coroner for him. He didn't state that it was lobar pneumonia. He did not. That's why another coroner stated lobar pneumonia. It was not Ed. It was not him. And he was the initial coroner. Fact. So, fact. And then Ed's fired. That happened in November. January, Ed comes forward and says, hey, after 17 years, I'm resigning. You were fired. You absolutely were. They forced you out. You didn't have a choice. They made him leave. He did not have a choice in the matter. He absolutely did not. And he passed away earlier this year. Okay. And it's of natural causes. There's no cause. It's just natural causes. Notice that too. Ed's passing, the coroner for Kim Porter, is of natural causes, not a heart attack, not cardiac arrest, just natural causes. What? So did his heart stop, or like what? There's still a reason that he passed away. Oh, he was just 73 and just didn't wake up. Because it's mighty weird that he didn't wake up. Kim Porter didn't wake up. Erica didn't wake up. They're all in bed. Erica was in bed. She wasn't on the floor or anything like that. She was in bed. Kim Porter wasn't on the floor or anything like that. She was in bed. Same thing with him. So with Ed in bed. Natural causes. Although he was healthy. He was a healthy guy. He was fine. Like he wasn't like suffering from like heart issues or any organ issues or anything like that. It was fine. So I'm just like, interesting. So yeah, this is no coincidence. He stated the fatal flaw. He should have never said what he knew he was called in for a reason. All right. Now this is Diddy. So you best believe. I'll be sure said he had poor health. So I can't like literally say anything about that because I'll be sure said out of his own mouth that he was not eating right. He was way overweight, heavier, whatnot, and doing a lot of stuff he shouldn't have been doing, drinking, like a lot of stuff he shouldn't have been doing excessively. So he said he had really poor health. So that's what I'm saying. It's hard to determine, like, if you take care of yourself, you take care of your body, and whatnot. If something happens to you, it's going to be harder. It's going to be really easy to rule certain things out. But if you're just really unhealthy, you don't eat right, you don't drink right, you're doing Uggs and you're smoking and like you're doing a whole bunch of stuff, then you can't really determine, and to be like, oh well, this happened because of this. No, if you have poor health, I'll be sure is an older guy. It's not like he a young buck, or a younger prime, like in his 30s or something, and then like, no, he's an older guy. So him being an older guy and not taking care of himself, he's saying this, so I'm just going off of what he's saying. And he know his body, he know better than me. So he said he was very unhealthy and he wasn't taking care of himself. He was doing a lot of things that he shouldn't have been doing. And he was on set somewhere and he just kind of passed out and was in a coma. So I don't know. That's happened to people. But it usually happens to people. I feel like a bad, like it's usually organ wise, like but it's still weird to me. It's still suspect, but at the same time, I can't negate Al B. That's he's saying that. Yeah, he does have diabetes. He does. So yeah, so I can't say that. I like to be unbiased. I want to be like, oh, Diddy did it. I want to be, but you never know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that was, I'll be just being unhealthy, not, having diabetes and whatnot, and blood pressure and stuff being high, and sugar high and low and whatnot, not taking care of himself. And he just, his body just kind of took a toll on his body? Or do you feel like something was slipped into something, and whatnot? Yes, I try my hardest to keep, well, not try my hardest, I do keep things factual. I don't feel like we have to try to keep things factual. We just can. So yeah, I try to keep, like you said, keep things factual. Yeah, but he did say that. So I'm not going to just negate what he's saying and just be like, oh no, Albie, this definitely happened to you. Well, Albie said, they wasn't taking care of herself. And things can happen like that if you're not taking care of yourself. And he survived. That's another thing. It gives with Diddy, his people don't survive. That's why I'm kind of inclined to believe Albie, because when Diddy taking you out, allegedly, Biggie ain't here. Pac ain't here. Cam ain't here. Erica ain't here. So I mean, when he, allegedly he going after, he get what he going after. Allegedly. So, and for Albie to still be here, I don't know. And not to laugh, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I wouldn't say he was a target, if he's still here. Absolutely. Because I mean, not all whistleblowers, people that, come after him, he goes after. Some people he just, if he feels like they're not necessarily credible or people aren't going to take them serious. Because remember, Albie, when Kim passed, he said something immediately about her being murdered and stuff like that. He said something right away. He didn't wait, and whatnot. He said something right away. He said something right away, like, and she, she did not just die, like she was fine. I talked to her. She said she was running. He said these things. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. No one cared. It just kind of fell on deaf ears. Like, whatever. I mean, we of course care because we covered it. Of course we covered it. But I'm just saying, like, all the really big outlets and whatnot, no one was covering it. So he wasn't much of like a threat. So but Diddy's like, oh, okay, well, nobody cares what he says. So, he's not a threat. And I think that Diddy, would have definitely took care of that. What happened to I'll Be Sure happened way later. Happened a decent amount of time later, after Kim Porter passed away. So you would have thought, Diddy was really feeling some type of way about Al B. He would have took care of that faster, as soon as possible. Type of situation, not like, kind of like what Keefe D said with Tupac. He wanted Tupac gone immediately, and Suge. He wanted them gone immediately, like right away. Because people said that about Suge Knight. The only reason Suge Knight is still alive is because he's getting double hell. Absolutely. Suge Knight is so evil that I think the Lord want him to go to hell twice. Yeah. I think he want him to have hell here and after. Because the way he lived his life, he should have been gone. He should have been gone. So now I think they're like, leave him up here longer. So I do. I feel like Lord wants him to go to double hell. HE double hockey sticks. Yeah. Because he in prison pretty much for the rest of his life. So there is some getting out. So yeah, hopefully he live long. Real long. I want him to live to be 120. So yeah, out of all the evil he done, oh yeah. That's what I said with Cassie. He's one to talk. I'm like, wasn't you punting Michelle across the room like a football? Talk about that. Michelle said that you kicked a baritone in her. She said you hit her so hard in the back one time. She's something in my heart. Something in my heart. Who is that? Knocked the baritone in. I said, yeah, you're one to talk. Talk about, oh, he used to beat that out of Cassie like you used to do, Michelle. You know from experience. He did her worse than I used to do Michelle A. I'm like, listen here, you big nigga. Yo, you don't get to just hop and skip and leap over all the women you done smacked across the room. Don't do that. I said, oh, please don't come in here, Captain Favor. Eat it. Yeah, don't come in here acting like you have a conscience. Please don't come in here like you have a heart. You have a hole with an ice pump in it. Don't come here doing that. Tried it. Said, no, he didn't. I said, oh, you got your nerve. Oh, you got your nerve. He putting hard. He used to be the, He used to be the, like you. Did you teach him? You guys give each other tips? No, don't hit the woman like this. Do it like this. It's like you too. You got your nerve. They didn't acting like you ain't took your foot out of many female backs. Like you ain't took your fist out of plenty of females' mouth. I said, no, don't do that. No, we hate Diddy. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but you too. Yeah. No, y'all going to the same hell. Same door. Same one. I'm like, yeah, you tried it. I'm like, yeah, don't do that. Shout out to Simply Meth for the super sticker. I'm not tried. I'm like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Now we do have a part 2. We do have a part 2, and we're gonna do that tomorrow. Okay, there's more tea. There's absolutely more tea on this situation. This is just the beginning. I told you I'm not playing. I'm gonna be surgical with it. Yeah. So Diddy, we're on your row. I mean, it is what it is. It's about time. The quieter we get, the quieter it gets. The quieter we get, the sooner he back to take that back on stage. You know, we like him in hiding. We like this. This has been wonderful. So yeah, it's about time. Like you've been doing this way too long. So yeah, let's get him. It's that simple. Let's do it. Y'all want to do it? Let's do it. It's that simple. Surviving Diddy. I mean, it's that simple. So we will be back tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're about to head over to coffee in about 15 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna get a quick little break before I come and see you guys. I will see y'all over there in a minute. Until then, again, thank you all for everything. Thank you everybody who gifted memberships and got memberships and all that stuff. I love you all. We will be starting a book club on Bling. I'm going to figure out the book or find the book and whatnot, and I'm going to get that started as soon as possible. So yeah, but I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Until the next show, I got